Hello, scholars. This recording is a demo for your digital sketchbooks. So I'm going to share my screen and show you, first of all, where you can find your digital sketchbook. So this is class 712, but for all classes, the digital sketchbooks are going to be under this section titled Sketchbooks. The title is Sketchbook Don't Submit Until the End of Year. Now, if you read through the instructions, it will give you a checklist for your first assignment, which is to create a sketchbook cover, quote unquote. There is a link to a website we used in class where you can create a work of art. So your first assignment is to create a work of abstract art to serve as your digital sketchbook cover. So the first thing you're going to do is create that work of art. So I'm going to give you a little demo here. This website is great because it has lots of tools. So let me just show you first what it's going to look like when you first go to this website. You're going to get a blank, transparent background like this. And if you'd like, I suggest you change it to a white background. So you go to this little plus sign to create a new document, choose the color. You can choose any of these, it's your choice. And now we have a solid white background instead of transparent. So all of the tools you're going to use are either here over on the left or over here on the right. There are a few. The pencil tool is where you get to create marks. So if you use this down arrow, you'll see there are many different tools. So I'm just going to show you a couple. And when you're on the website, you can play around with this and try out as many different tools as you like. So you'll notice there are a lot of different options, right, for colors. So I'm going to go choose blue. If you want to make it more gray, you can do that down here. You can play around with the line width, and it gives you a little sample of what it's going to look like. So I want a thick line. So now I'm ready to make my first mark on the blank canvas. So since this is a work of abstract art, it doesn't have to look like anything in particular. I will let your interpretation of abstract art be up to you. We talked about it in class. Some abstract art is completely abstract, and other abstract art does have things that are recognizable, like people's faces, for example, but it's been abstracted, skewed, changed in some way. So now I'm going to make a mark on top of this, and I'm going to choose a different color. Now this, where it says 100%, that's your opacity. So if you change it, you're going to get a mark that's kind of see-through, right? Now let's say I just made that mark and I don't like how thin it is. I want to change it. So the cool thing about this website is that you can use the select tool to select marks and change them. But you'll notice that it's a little bit difficult sometimes to select the mark you want. So if you have trouble selecting the mark you want with this tool, you can go over here to the layers and it'll show you every mark you make, which is super cool. So you can select it that way and change it. So now if I want to change it, I'm going to go here to styles. I want to make it thicker. So you can make it thicker. Say you want it to be a little less transparent. You can change the percentage there. You can even change the color if you don't want it to be this color anymore. You can change the color. You can also stretch it and make it bigger or smaller. And you can even turn it and drag it and move it. So there's a lot of really cool tools in here. One of them that's pretty popular is this mirror brush. I'll show you what it does. I'm gonna make it bold. I'm gonna make it a skinny line. Now, the only thing about this tool is you have to start in the center of your canvas. When you make a mark, it copies your mark, it imitates it, right? Once you've finished, you can select it and move it. So then if you don't want it to be in the center, you can move it. You can copy and paste it and create more. You can make them bigger or smaller. Now, let's say you don't like the background white anymore. You want to change it. You can use the bucket, choose any color, and dump it there. Pretty cool, right? Now, this website saves all your information in this little folder. So you'll see if you go to this folder, and even when I turn my computer off and back on, it still has this information. I can go to old drawings. So this one has so many layers. So I want to show you. When you have a lot of layers, it can be difficult to move things around or change things. But one cool thing about this is you can turn layers on and off using this eyeball tool, this eyeball stamp. Also, I should mention your oldest marks are going to be at the bottom and your newest marks are going to be at the top. Once you are completely ready to download your image, you'll go to export here, this little floppy disk. And you'll notice I didn't go through all the tools because I want you guys to explore and play around with those tools. So I'm going to download this image to my computer. And I'm going to go back to this assignment. And I'm going to open up my digital sketchbook, which is just this Google Slides presentation. Right? Now I'm ready to upload my sketchbook cover image to the first slide. So I'm going to go to Insert, Image, Upload from Computer. And my computer puts it right at the top, which is nice. I'm going to open it. It's going to start out kind of small, so I'm going to stretch it to make it bigger to cover the whole first slide. So once I've completed my cover image, then I'm going to scroll down to the reflections, and I'm going to answer these in my own words. What is abstract art? I don't want you to copy and paste the definition. There's no wrong or right answer here. I want you to give me your opinion. What do you think abstract art is based off of what you've learned? And I want you to answer, do you think abstract art has value or not? And explain why. And I want you to be totally honest here. And the last question is, how is this image you created for your cover significant to you? So why does it matter to you? Or why do you like it? Why do you not like it? Why did you make certain decisions, right? So you'll complete that. And then attached is the rubric for how you'll be graded on your cover. You can do a self-evaluation by highlighting the grade you think you deserve with any color, right? For each of the 4 categories. And then you're finished. But here's the thing. Don't turn in this assignment because we are going to continue to edit this digital sketchbook throughout the year. So it's not due until the end of the year. So do not turn in this assignment, okay? So we're going to keep working on these throughout the year. But your first assignment is to create a cover and write a reflection. Please feel free to ask questions, comment in Google Classroom. And yeah, I can't wait to see what you all create.